Alright, what's up, boys and girls? Figured I would throw something together here because I've been seeing a lot of speculation and I've had a lot of questions myself. And I went ahead and dug a little further. Shout out to Anani, by the way, if he's in the premiere right now. He shared with me recently some conversations that he had from with OIC. And I'm not the only person he shared these with. Other people have seen these. And I decided to open them up last night and go through them. And it took me a couple of hours. And based on his conversation with the Nani, which was private, which he never thought would leak, it just confirmed a lot of stuff that I've said in videos and a lot of stuff that I've theorized on this guy. And I was able to tie some conclusions together. So a lot of this is my own speculation, but a lot of it is based on stuff that I've seen for months and months now with this guy. You know, you're welcome to question any of it, to try to put some of the other puzzle pieces together, blah, blah, blah. But let's go ahead and get into this. As you can see, the title is The Ballad of OIC. I have my theory. And it's not some big brain op. It's not some 15K op. It's none of that shit. It's just a loser, a person who probably has issues, self-confidence issues, who's awkward and, you know, some other stuff in life. And he is just attached. He is in love and attached. So let's go ahead and I got a couple of clips. Most of these are screenshots. There's going to be a couple of clips, especially some stuff that I fucking knocked out of the park. I absolutely fucking nailed it, and we'll get to it in a minute. But let's take a look at the first screenshot. All right, and just ignore the red lines on it and stuff. I had to put these because it was a wall of fucking text. It took me hours to go through this stuff last night. So I had to like break some stuff up. So don't mind the red text, but these are whispers with the Nani. These were all between, I want to say like October of 2010 to February of 2021. Some of them are out of order, but I specifically put them like this for a reason. So you can see his name, obviously. I don't mind the music, but I've been watching for almost 10 months now. So I know all the songs by heart, so I just mute them now. Anani laughs. And then, by the way, do you remember a guy named Iced Mocha Latte that used to tip Phil? Vaguely familiar, Anani says. That was me. And then Anani jokes with him a little bit. And he says, during his Banjo-Tooie playthrough. OIC says that. I didn't have a Twitch account to type to him, so I tipped him like $1.30 with tips and hints. I wanted that name for Twitch, but sadly it was already taken. That's where the similar name of OIC appeared. And ever since his The Last of Us 2 playthrough, I became a fan. And obviously it continues a little more. And you'll be able to read whatever you want to read off of this. This confirmed to me, because we're going to get into a screenshot here in a minute and a video clip. I got this a long time ago when I first started doing this research, before I even ever had the idea of a series. And one of the screenshots that I took, I always kept in the background because it was essentially like an origin story. I didn't know if OIC was somebody else previously in DSP's chat before he was OIC. I saw that one screenshot and I just kept it to the side just in case. But once I saw this, it's two different sources. It's the same person saying it, but it's specifically different times, much different times. And he's saying it to two different people. So as far as I'm concerned, he wasn't anybody else before he was OIC. And this is his origin story. Let's see what the next picture is. And it's actually a clip, so let's go ahead and listen to it, and then I'll have the screenshot afterwards.
Armor where you need to do 6 more things. See 6 blades of Kojiro? That's pretty crazy. Another complex armor, huh? Only Iced Coffee just cheered. He said, holy shit, you saying ninja reminded me of something I wanted to tell you. One of the reasons why I lashed onto your streams because I found you during the height of Rona and quarantine earlier this year. I noticed you weren't like other streamers that seemed like cartoon characters, or lack of a better term, ones who dye their hair pink. You're definitely what I like to call a wholesome and quality streamer. You know, in reality, I don't think a lot of people do that.
Okay, so the previous screenshot where he was talking to Anani was roughly February 20th of this year. The clip you just heard was, I believe, August 6th or August 8th of 2020. So that's what? September, October, November, December, January, February. 6 months difference. 6 to 7 month difference. His story is still the same. His story matches up. It checks out. Obviously, you can see the cheer here. It's 100 bitch here. Holy shit. You saying ninja just reminded me of something I wanted to tell you. One of the reasons why I latched onto your stream was because I found you during the height of Rona and quarantine earlier this year, and I blah blah blah. So I believe it. He was, at home during fucking Corona. He lives obviously in Washington State. They were locked down heavily. They were one of the first ones to be locked down. He was at home. He didn't know who DSP was, and he latched onto his fucking streams, and he fell in love. He fell in fucking love. And again, this is 6 to 7 months difference in time between these two messages that we're looking at. This is what happened. This is the origin story. He latched on around March, April. If you go to Pig Go, OIC and Dave's first interaction is in May, late May of 2020, and it's that DSP tries it from the Chick-fil-A in Tacoma. So he didn't know who DSP was. He got there. Let's go ahead and go to the next picture because it'll have more info. All right, and it says, and before I made this account on Twitch, I used to listen/watch Phil for like a month before making this account. So I listened to his pre-stream plugs before, and I ended up taking his advice, making sure not to use real name, and made a new account. Anani responds, and then OIC responds, I had to anyway since I forgot my old Twitch account from 2013. So he had a Twitch previously in the past. He probably forgot it, didn't use it for the longest time, made a new account. He got into DSP's streams under whatever that fucking name was previously, Mocha Latte. He listened to DSP and his bullshit about make a new account, don't use this name. He does it, he turns into OIC, and that's the origin story so far. So it checks out for me. Let's see what the next picture is. All right, and the next 3 are going to be pictures from my series, parts 1 and 2, all the way back. Obviously, the quality was so bad in part 1. But it's 100 bitch here from Dr. Tony Huge. Trust me, I'm here almost every day, so I know your situation. So I know the difference between one good night versus a good week/month/year, etc. Just saying that not everyone watches you as religiously as me, so they might not know. And that is a throwback and a blast from the past of part 1 that I put up. I don't know the date. It's might like September-ish because he had already changed to Dr. Tony Huge. I'm not really too concerned about the date. We're just going to set a pattern here. He's been in there for a while. He's in love with DSP. Legitimately, he's in love. Let's go to the next picture. And you might remember this one. 100 bitch here. Love you, Phil, with the heart attached on it. Whatever. Not a big deal. Let's go to the next picture. More of the same. 100 bitch here. 196 total gifted subs for hopefully a best streak of 196 tonight. Love you, Phil. So infatuated, he's obsessed, watches him religiously, loves him, etc. We're building a story here. Next picture. All right, so this was probably, okay, there it is, February on the bottom. It says this is February 18th of 2021. So he laughs, he says, also, I don't think Phil realizes that I want to support him and only him. I cancel my only subs to other streamers. I don't even watch Wings anymore. Then Anani responds and then they go back and forth about Wings. Shout out to Lumix down there, by the way. But again, I'm just setting this up. He is obsessed, infatuated, and in love. We know this already, but I'm just going to come out and say it. Don't take any offense to this. I don't mean anything by it. I do believe he's either gay or trans. It lines up with the profile pictures, the DeviantArt account. He's in love with Phil. He's legitimately in love. And trust me, it's going to get deeper later. But, he's either gay or trans. Again, no offense. I really don't care. That's another topic for another day. I didn't even bring up the reasons why I think this. I have other screenshots and speculation, but it is what it is. I really don't care. He's in love. Let's see what the next picture is. All right, next picture. And again, you'll be able to read everything else you want on these pictures yourself. If I miss something or you want to point something out, just let me know in the comments and, maybe we can follow up. There might be a part 2. I'm going to try to tie everything together to the current day. Some of it's obviously my speculation. Some of the stuff I just don't know, but I'm doing the best that I can. So he says, I already told Phil I can tip under a different account/name. I don't give a shit about notoriety, especially on the internet over a screen name, which is why I changed my name from OIC in the first place. But yeah, if he's really concerned about trolling shit, I can either contribute anonymously behind the scenes or during off stream so no one sees it / using a different account. And then Anani responds about, because OIC wants to be a mod so fucking bad at this point. He wants to be a mod so bad. Look at the bottom. He even says, I don't have a Discord. I don't even have a Discord. Like, I don't care about this super secret mod Discord. OIC is desperate to become a mod. At first, he was just content with tipping and supporting DSP with money. Then, it turned into fascination, love, obsession. Then he got obsessed with just becoming a mod, wanting to be a mod. And this is where it starts to turn because DSP is stringing him along. Now, the only one that can confirm this is Anani. And we'll get into it a little later. There's more screenshots, but he wants to be a mod. He's desperate. And then here comes the different names. And trust me, there's going to be a whole bunch more shit to go. Different names, tipping, behind the scenes, blah, blah, blah. Next picture. All right, this is February 18th of 2021. Already got some new names lined up. The 13th floor, moving in stereo. Gee, where the fuck did we see those names before? And we accused it of, we knew who it was and then fell, what are you talking about? Stop saying these are fucking OIC. They're all OIC. Stop it. Anani responds, both for tip names in particular, I know for your actual account, it's going to show people it's you from gifted subs and whatnot. And then Nani says he has to go to work. OIC says it's all good. For tip names, I'm thinking about doing movie names or even song names again. Again, by the way. So fucking shady, man. So shady, both of these fucking guys. See what the next picture says. And then here we fucking go. Now it's my turn to come back into this. And when I saw this, and y'all can say whatever y'all want, it's confirmed now who gave him the fucking laptop. Like we didn't already know to begin with. I don't even care. Whoever wants to take this part, I don't care. But there's something here that when I saw it, it fucking... Anyways, he says, I have a new laptop waiting for him too. Anani responds, he doesn't trust after his last computer fiasco. I guess that's the lemon. It's new in the box. Hasn't even been opened yet. I can literally ship it to him or drive an hour to meet him and give it to him. Now, again, the rest of it, I don't give a shit about. I can literally ship it to him or drive an hour to meet him and give it to him. And this made me think of something else. And, well, let's just go ahead and fucking listen to it. I'll end it on this. I'm willing to bet money, real life money, that this guy has told you where he's at, has probably tried to arrange some type of get together with you. But at the very least, he's told you where he's at and how close y'all are. And he thinks he's your friend. He thinks he's part of the team. You better watch your fucking self, Dave. Because when it happens, man, it ain't going to be us. It's going to be one of these fucking guys. All right, let's all... Tell me I didn't fucking nail that shit. Tell me. I uploaded that video June 3rd of 2021. That conversation with the Nani where he talks about driving an hour to meet him and give him the laptop occurred February 18th or 20th of 2021. Again, I had no idea about these conversations. The first I ever saw of these conversations were last night. But when I read that, I fucking knew it. So for anybody who wants to question me or say, oh, I'm just spitting bullshit or this and that, go back and watch those fucking videos I put up, man. I'm only 3 months into this shit, but they're aging like fine fucking wine. But I fucking nailed that, man. So we're going to jump ahead a little bit, but then we're going to double back. So this is from Kiwi Farms, obviously. Shout out to Kiwi Farms. This is July 27th. This was, I think, right after he, essentially doxed Timbo. He worked with somebody, and for why he went after Timbo, I'm not 100% sure. I might have a theory at the very end, but... So he posts and says, under his Fraga account with Cat as his profile picture, DSP, you dumbass. Forgot it was Phil's day off today. So this thread is going to be unfortunately littered with OIC conspiracy theory posts. I do like how OIC says that he wanted to get a laptop for Phil sometime during May to June. Then Phil surprisingly gets one in the mail earlier this month. Almost seems like OIC did buy the laptop for him after all, or gave him the cash for it up front. Why this dumbass is posting this shit on here, under this account talking about himself. There's any number of fucking reasons. Again, I'll try to tie it together the best I can at the end, but he's essentially in there just giving himself away. He's already revealed it to Anani in February that he had the fucking laptop new in box. And by the way, I've seen Keylogger thrown out the theory multiple times. DSP says he got it straight from Amazon. I just saw a picture, and you saw a picture that said he had it new in box. Maybe he did return it and gave DSP the cash or a code or something, and Anani has a theory on that keylogger. I'm not going to put it out there. That's for him to fucking say if he wants to. He's got a theory on that keylogger, if that is the case, but what a fucking shock. Look who the laptop came from. Ain't that about a bitch? Next picture. Alright, so we get past the laptop shit. Again, this is probably February. No. This might have been December, January. I don't see the fucking date, but he's talking about LSB here. And not a coincidence that LSB decided to leave after a while, and I wonder why he decided to leave. But look what this motherfucker says, man. Yeah, like if I really hated this guy, I would get him fired from his job if I knew his info. Not troll gift subs in his name. He's literally just a turd and a bottom tier restreamer / detractor. Not even worth my time to really care about in any capacity outside of his illegal streams. He's literally lip Jan levels of bad. And then Anani responds, whatever, but he's saying that shit about LSB, man. DSP came on the other day after this shit about OIC trying to dox me and said, oh, it's not true, and this isn't blah, blah, blah. And look at this shit, man. This is before he's even a fucking mod, by the way, and he's just doing this shit. Now he's a mod. Now he really has DSP's ear, and he's got DSP by the balls right now. And look at this shit. Next picture. And here we go. This is fucking beautiful. DSP pretends to care about Derek. He pretends to like Derek and give him all this attention. But look what his #1 mod says behind the scenes before he even became a mod. So he's talking about his Dr. Tony Huge bodybuilder name and blah, blah, blah. He's saying that nobody can figure it out. Nobody could make the comparison between that bodybuilder on YouTube and the name he picked. Anani says, what? They're slow as fuck. OIC says, yup, like I said. And they're talking about Anani Mouth's name and being, hiding your name online. And then OIC responds with, they are literally Derek's. Like literally. They are just scorned fans now. So before he becomes a mod, he's talking about Derek like that. And Derek, it is what it is, man. We all know the fucking situation. It's fucked up, but for DSP to pretend that he likes Derek on the streams and gives him all this attention, and look what's going on behind the scenes. Whatever, man. Whatever. Next picture. And here he is just in the fucking whispers, kissing ass. He's not even kissing DSP's ass. He's kissing DSP's ass through Anani. Through a mod. Just for the record, I don't believe Phil plays WWE champions or spend money on the game in any capacity. And it's clear that Anani has, doubts about it and probably has a theory on it, but he doesn't want to tell OIC anything because he knows OIC is going back to Phil in emails and saying this bullshit. And OIC was probably talking to Gokin and no telling who else, man. Swaggins, Madara. There's no telling how much. I'm only seeing this through Anani's eyes because it's what he shared with me. But just for the record, I don't believe Phil plays WWE champions or spend money on the game in any capacity. And in other screenshots, he's just going back and forth with Anani about how they fabricated evidence, how it's all fake, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to waste time because we already know the truth. The guy's a fucking mobile game addict, whatever. Next picture. All right, now we get back into mod talk. He's getting pissed off. I think this is February. He's getting upset because he's been trying to be a mod and DSP is stringing him along. And this is where things start to change right here. DSP stringing him along. OIC emails Phil. That mod application you saw, by the way, that screenshot, that's real. It's fucking real. He sent a mod application months before this. Phil gets it, looks at it, responds back, gives him, oh, well, we'll just wait and see. He kept stringing him along with wait and see. Everybody's going to be jumping on you for troll shit because you bought your mod, blah, blah, blah. Now, Anani this whole time is telling OIC, I want you to be a mod, but there's leaks going on, between mods and mod discords. So that's why Phil doesn't want to mod you. Essentially, that's what it comes down to. Anani's telling him there's leakers, something's going on. He doesn't want to mod you because he can't trust you right now because there's just too much leaks going on. For me, this is why OIC has a hard on for Anani, because he spent so much time trying to get that mod ship. He's hearing different things from DSP, from Anani, from probably Swaggins, Gokin, Madara, these punk ass bitches. And after Anani turns and posts that stuff on Kiwi, OIC gets modded like a month later, and now he has the hard on because he's realizing Anani probably was the one leaking. Maybe there was somebody else leaking all this time. I understand why he has a hard on for Anani. I understand why he has a hard on for me too. I mean, I understand it. I made the videos. It is what it is. Why he went after Timbo, I'm not sure. Whether he's going after Gokin right now, I don't fucking know. But, okay, getting back to this picture. I should email Phil again. I want to wield a sword and kick the trolls in the ass. My main thing above all else is 1, supporting Phil and his stream/content as much as I can. And 2, making the trolls and detractors seed as much as possible. And I know for a fact, if Phil mods me, it will literally make steam come out of their ears. That's how mad they will be. I think Phil thinks I will stop tipping if he mods me. So, just a dumbass, a loser, a person that doesn't have anything in their life, who's just sad, pathetic, and during the height of Rona, he latched on to Phil's fucking streams, and he's in love with Phil. Obsessed. He's dumped so much money. He needs mod ship now. Phil's stringing him along. He doesn't understand why. And look how obsessed he is, man. Supporting him as much as possible and making the trolls seethe. That's what it's all about. Next picture. So they're still talking about mod ship. I'm really more curious which mod has it out for me. And in regards to the leak, we haven't really proved there is a leaker. Just heavy speculation with circumstantial evidence. That sounds like something DSP would fucking tell him. I would try to prove there is a rogue mod first by baiting him with some juicy info and see if he falls for the bait. Anani responds, because even the screenshots that have leaked could have been mods who have stepped down already. The problem is Phil tried that and I fucked it up. That was a massive headache. Blah, blah, blah. They can't coordinate these things is basically what he's saying. OIC, I'm not going to bring it up to Phil again unless he asks me about it via email. I think I kind of overreacted last night over it. It may have just been a coincidence that LSB posted that. So OIC emails Phil. Phil responds back. And before OIC can even read the fucking email, LSB tweets out that OIC will never be a mod. And now OIC is paranoid. Somebody's leaking that to LSB in his mind. Whether Anani leaked it or not, I don't fucking know. Whether anybody leaked it or it's just this guy being fucking paranoid, it is what it is. Again, he has a hard on for LSB. He hates him. This sounds like a lot of DSP putting shit in OIC's head. OIC's telling Anani. Maybe they're trying to figure out who's betraying who here. Whatever. Next picture. OIC says, has Phil said anything in regards to Vest Street 2.0? Like behind the scenes? Anani, nothing whatsoever. If you get into the mod Discord, you'll see he really isn't very talkative usually. OIC, I'm still waiting just to become a regular mod first. I was thinking that he doesn't trust me, but he trusts me enough to accept my tips even though my PayPal account isn't verified. I've been tipping for over 6 months and haven't charged anything back, so I guess he trusts me in that regard. Anani, he literally never mentions it. So, all that unverified bullshit, chargeback, etc., and he is, again, OIC, this isn't an op. This isn't a $15,000 op. OIC's not going to charge this shit back. He's got DSP by the balls if he wanted to, but that's not the case. He's in love with him. He doesn't know how to break free, and we're going to get to that as well. But, all that unverified bullshit, etc., whatever, man, it's just garbage. Garbage that DSP spews. All that protection he needs. Now, he really don't need it that bad. Obviously. Next picture. So, DSP responds back to OIC. And then OIC says, did Phil tell you guys what he sent me? Anani, nah, he just told us it was because of the things we discussed. And he was interested to see how you react. So, he's essentially testing OIC, playing with them. OIC says, dude, I read it yesterday during lunch, and I got sick to my stomach. Imagine this bullshit, man. I got sick to my stomach. I still haven't replied yet, and I've read it over like 3 times now. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like I told you, man, he's a loser. He has issues. This guy just doesn't fit in, man. And I now I understand. It makes so much sense why he's just so attached to DSP in that community. I was going to respond today, but then PW Dubs told me about what LSB tweeted. Anani. His emails tend to have that effect. I wish I kept the emails we exchanged when I became mod, because he's really weird about this shit. OIC. Now I don't even know how to react. Yeah, I'll have to screen cap it. And then Anani says, the mod that told LSB is probably in Phil's ear. Again, I think it's Anani, whether it's him or not, who fucking knows. Maybe he'll admit it at some point. Maybe he'll say who it was. But OIC is getting sick over this shit. About being a mod in DSP's fucking chat and DSP stringing him along. We're starting to get to it. Let's see what the next picture is. Alright, February 19th. He emailed me back a very long response yesterday before the day stream started. It was like 10:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Anani, he told us about an hour later. OIC, yeah, that's pretty close to Central Standard Time. Yep, an hour off. Nani, sorry, my work does everything in Central Standard Time, so it's a habit. OIC, obviously, I don't know what's discussed in the mod Discord, but I imagine Phil said something along the lines of, no, not making him a mod. Otherwise, LSB wouldn't have tweeted that. I honestly don't know if Phil is toying with me. His responses to me have seemed genuine, but I'm tired of the we'll wait and see game. If he really has no intention of ever going through with it. Anani, if a mod is leaking it, it's probably because they don't want you as a moderator. And again, to me, it's Anani that's the leak. Whether it is or not, again, maybe he'll fucking confirm it. Maybe it's not. Maybe there was no leak and they're just speculating. You know, I don't fucking know, but this guy is so fucking paranoid. LSB tweeted that out. There must be a fucking leak. And now he's speculating that Phil said, nope, not making him a mod. And the key part of this is, I honestly don't know if Phil is toying with me. But I'm tired of the we'll wait and see game if he really has no intention of ever going through with it. And this is the start of it. We're going through it. He's starting to wake up. Let's see what the next picture is. Alright, the next few pictures are going to be when he created the Fraga account on Kiwi Farms, his very first post. And I was going over this last night and I started connecting pieces together, which is why I then went through all the Anani convo that he had given me that I just didn't go through. So April 18th, he joins Kiwi Farms under that account with that picture. Anani leaked everything, I want to say in March of this year. What happened between March and April 18th, I don't know. This is where I'm lost. Something happened for OIC to create this fucking account on Kiwi Farms and to do this. He woke up. His post starts, preface. First time posting but long time lurker here on these forums. I noticed tonight that I had this link saved for quite some time, which I highly recommend everyone here read. And there's the link, obviously. Herein, it describes how to keep someone forever. Listen to this shit. It describes how to keep someone forever. I think this applies perfectly to the relationship Phil has with OIC, and to a degree his wife. Phil has effectively created a sick system where he has harbored an ecosystem that attracts the most vulnerable of individuals such as OIC and his wife. He's talking about himself, man, under a sock account. Rule number 1 states, keep them too busy to think. The article states, thinking is dangerous. If people can stop and think about their situation logically, they might realize how crazy things are. This is a good starting point in order to keep someone trapped forever. How often have we all seen Phil expound his cult-like thinking and mentality to his streams? If you disagree with him, even in the slightest, you are looked down upon and ostracized from his stream. If you take a close look at Phil's fans, you will find out most, if not all of them, mimic his views and opinions on gaming, streaming, and life in general. Gee, I wonder who you're fucking talking about there, buddy. I mean, it's very clear to me he's waking up, he's seeing what's going on, but he can't quit him. He can't leave him yet. You know, this is so fucked up, dude. So let's go ahead and go to the next picture. Rule number 2 states to keep them tired. The article suggests exhaustion is the perfect defense against any good thinking that might slip through. This is also a corollary to keeping them too busy to think. Phil achieves this by streaming twice daily for 6 days a week. This literally leaves very little time for his diehard fans to do anything else during their days other than watch Phil, eat, and sleep. By streaming as much as he does, Phil has created an environment that fosters groupthink mentality that erodes at logically thinking. How many times have you seen OIC in the stream saying he worked all fucking day, all weekend, all week? He went to the gym and he's so fucking tired. And I showed you he watches him religiously. He loves him. He's talking about himself clearly. And he realizes it. Rule number 3 states to keep them emotionally invested. The article states, make them love you if you can. Or if you're a company, foster a company culture of extreme loyalty. Otherwise, tie their success to yours. So if you do well, they do well. And if you fail, they fail. This fits the description of Phil perfectly. How many times have we heard Phil refer to his achievements as our achievements? Or how often does he use the word we, when he really means me or I? In reality, Phil ties his success to OIC's success. If OIC does well, Phil does well. If Phil doesn't hit the sub goal, it means OIC failed. He's talking to himself. He's trying to convince himself, but he just can't fucking break free. He knows what's happening, but he can't do anything about it. Next picture. All right, apparently we got a fucking psychology student here. And shout out to Steve of the Dead. If you're listening, homie, maybe you can break down some of this stuff as well. Rule number 4. Suggest giving intermittent rewards. Intermittent gratification is the most addictive kind there is. If you know the lever will always produce a pellet, you'll push it only as often as you need a pellet. If you know it never produces a pellet, you'll stop pushing. But if the lever sometimes produces a pellet and sometimes doesn't, you'll keep pushing forever. Even if you have more than enough pellets, because what if there is a dry run and you have no pellets at all? It's the motivation behind gambling, collectible cards, most video games, gacha games, the internet itself, and relationships with crazy people. How many times has OIC hit the monthly sub goal by himself now? Phil gives him intermittent rewards such as daily ass pats, dedicating 30 minutes worth of pre-stream to him, letting him choose a subscriber goal event for this month, and to an extent, the daily vest reward for hitting the tips goal. As stated in the article, this is also the motivation for gambling. Now, which WWE mobile card game have we heard this from again? I thought you didn't believe him, buddy. Remember, you said, for the record, he doesn't play it. You're 100% sure. Doesn't Phil own over thousands of games? And the relationships with crazy people? We all know Phil and OIC are both crazy, so the relationship fits this description perfectly. He's self-aware, and to me, this is what tells me OIC is a loser and doesn't have anything in his life. In his real life, he can't tell anybody about DSP and how much he's invested and how deep he is into this shit, because they're going to laugh at him and call him a loser and look at DSP and call him a loser. Online, he can't tell anybody about this shit. He can't, because he's scared. He's a coward. And he's embarrassed. He tried to tell Anani, and look what happened. He can't tell anybody. This shit's got to be eating away at him, man. I got a special message for you at the end, OIC, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Next picture. All right. Keep the crisis rolling. Incompetence is a great way to do this. Hello, Phil. Poor money management works well too. Hello, Phil again. Regular crises perform 2 functions. They keep people too busy to think, and they provide intermittent reinforcement. After all, sometimes you win, and when you've mostly lost, a taste of success is addictive. But why wouldn't people eventually realize that the crises are a permanent state of affairs? Because you've explained them away with an explanation that gives them hope. Holy fucking shit. If this doesn't describe Phil perfectly, I don't know what else does. How many times have we heard the same tax crisis over the years? It literally never ends with Bill. He always needs money for taxes, back taxes, to pay his tax guy or bills. There is always a crisis with Bill. He can't afford groceries this week. He can't afford his mortgage payment, so he's going to lose his house. He can't afford the internet, electricity, so he can't work. He needs pet supplies for Jasper, or else the poor kitty will starve. It never ends with this guy. Gee, OIC, this sounds like everything we fucking say. We all think to ourselves how people don't realize that Phil's crisis are actually a permanent of affairs. Simple. Phil explains everything away and gives his fans hope. Phil will get through his tax hurdle this year and won't need to ask for money anymore. Or if we help out Phil this week, he won't need our help next week with groceries. It never ends. It never will end with Phil. He is always in a constant crisis. His life is a constant crisis. Amen, OIC. Amen to you. You're aware, you're self-aware, you know what's happening, and you're still there. I feel bad for you, dude. I feel bad for you. Next picture. All right, and this is the last part of that April 18th post, that very first post to Kiwi Farms. We all think to ourselves how people don't realize that Phil's crisis are actually a permanent of affairs. Simple. Phil explains everything away and gives his fans hope. Phil will get through his tax hurdle this year and won't need to ask for money anymore. Or if we help out Phil this week, he won't need our help next week with groceries. It never ends. It never will end with Phil. He is always in a constant crisis. His life is a constant crisis. He's literally just repeating himself here. Things will be better when I pay off the rest of the taxes I owe. Yeah, sure, Phil. How many times have we heard that one? Anyway, I've said my piece. If any of Phil's pay pigs end up reading this, I highly encourage you to read the article posted above and then really consider what you're putting your money and time into. Phil isn't worth a cent of either. Again, self-aware. He knows, but he can't quit. This isn't a 15K op. This isn't a huge superhound big brain op. This is a guy that just latched onto him, fell in love with him somehow, some way, invested so much money, got strung along for the longest time, believed Phil, believed everything he was saying, thought he was part of the team, and then he fucking just realized it. He realized it, but he can't quit. And I got more to say about that later. Let's see what the next picture is. So we skip ahead a few days to April 22nd. Frogger post on Kiwi Farms. This is when DSP lost his partnership. Looks like OIC is having a hard time coping since he can't well out on gifted subs anymore. OIC stated in the chat, I'm still super sad. I felt so bad yesterday that I started doing the dog whimper like when Wings cried on stream. I'm so sad. I was so close to 1,000 gifted subs too. You know, why he's posting this about himself, if he has, dual personalities, if he's trolling himself, if he just doesn't understand, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to keep the appearance up that he's this Frogger, whoever the fuck this is, trying to poke fun at himself. I don't fucking know. Next picture. All right, then we go to the next day, and I'm not going to read this whole thing because this is a long-ass post. I'm going to read the first paragraph and the last paragraph. But this is the next day. Nobody knew this was OIC at the time, and he got so detailed with this fucking post about Phil's finances and what's going to happen now that he got departnered. He got so detailed that I guess technically somebody like Comma or Piece of Peace would have this info, but for somebody to get this fucking detailed, it means he'd have to be either close to DSP or really, really watching his finances. So he starts off with, all right, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and grab yourselves a nice bowl of popcorn and a steaming cup of delicious Ovaltine, only iced coffee, because we are heading into an unprecedented year of begging that we haven't seen for a few years. This year may end up being one of the worst years for DSP, both financially and professionally. I'm here to explain why, since I haven't seen anyone mention it in detail yet. And again, it was a long ass fucking post just talking about Phil's finances, how much Phil is going to need to beg for tip wise now moving over to YouTube, blah blah blah. Let's see what the next picture is. Okay, then he ends it with Twitch revoking Phil's partnership, Phil's primary source of income, I'd say at least 90% has become tips via PayPal. Phil literally cannot afford to receive chargebacks of the same caliber as he claims he received last fall, or he is doomed. I have more to say regarding this matter, but this post is already long enough. I will take the time this weekend to formulate more cohesive thoughts and ideas that link everything together. Okay, so he posts that, and he's going to take time this weekend to formulate, and he never comes back. He disappears for like 3 months. And the next time he posts, it's about Timbo. It's the docs on Timbo. You know, he was working with somebody, and that's when he starts posting pictures of Timbo, blah, blah, blah. So he disappears for 3 months. He woke up, he's self-aware. You saw the fucking article he's quoting, how to break free of someone, how someone has control over you. And then he disappeared for 3 months. This is entirely my own opinion and speculation here. So he woke up, again, I don't know what happened between March and April when Anani left, posted the leaks, and then OIC posts to Kiwi Farms. I don't know what happened to make him do that. But shortly after that, DSP gets departnered. So there's an emergency. There's the crisis all over again. OIC posts about finances and then disappears for 3 months. In my estimation, in my opinion, he took those 3 months and essentially the honeymoon was back on. Phil needed OIC desperately, more than ever. And OIC was there. He fell back in love. He has all this money to give to him. You know, that's why I don't think he posted it for 3 months. Why he stayed away. Why he went after Timbo, I don't know. But the crisis, you've seen the fucking article he posted. The crisis was there and he fell back into the cycle. Now, the next 2 pictures are the last 2. I forgot actually to include these, but thank God I remembered them because they're going to tie some other stuff together that's currently still going on. But again, as far as I know, those 3 months, why he went back, I just think he's still in love with him and the honeymoon is still back on. You know, now he's, again, the hard on for Anani, the hard on for me. It is what it is. That's my opinion. Let's go to the next picture. So this was back in, I think, February with Anani still. I'm going to start emailing him before I tip, telling him what name I'm going to use. Anani, the people who took down the SOK, okay, blah, blah, blah. OIC, because I noticed he's gotten a lot of fake tips recently. I just don't want someone to try and impersonate me tipping again. Anani says, can't you guys have a code? Like in the tip message, put a certain number so he can automatically know? So if you start it with that, he'll know immediately regardless of name. OIC says, yeah, we could do that. I used to do the $1 anonymous tip. Anani says, not to be invasive, just brainstorming. OIC, but yeah, actually we kind of do that now. I make my tip messages a certain way. Anani, or even that, start them all with whatever, something so specific, no one would accidentally copy it. OIC says, yes, exactly. I do something similar. And then anyways, sure it is. Sure it's gym time, buddy. And the next one's the last message. Let's see what we got. It says, dude, I literally have 50 names that I have lined up for my next tips. Anani, I think there used to be more serious people. Okay, blah, blah, blah. We already know what he's talking about. OIC, some are just random first names like Sophia. And then I have a bunch of song names lined up as well. Gonna start doing movie names next. Yup, the more serious ones have to eat crow. Anani, I just got a whopping $47. Okay, blah, blah, blah. OIC, talking about SOK, how it blew up. And then he says, I was thinking about using Carmen next. Hasn't Carmen Sandiego been tipping recently, by the way? But I need to email Phil first. I'm going to start emailing him before I tip, telling him what name I'm going to use. Anani starts talking about SOK, and we already saw this. OIC, because I noticed he's gotten a lot of fake tips recently, blah, blah, blah. 50 fucking names lined up. I wonder who Terry and Chris and Ozzy and Carmen Sandiego fucking are. Whether this Aaron Carpenter, Aaron C., whether he's fucking a real person, whatever. Gary BKK, I don't fucking know. But I wonder who Chris, Terry, and OIC, you're in so much trouble. You are in so much trouble. You fucking woke up and you realized what was happening and you started to leave. You started to get away. And this goes back to Anani as well, because when I talked to him last night about what I had seen and what I connected, I told him this isn't some 15K op. This isn't some big brain op. This is a guy who is in love and cannot walk away. He can't. He's stuck. He doesn't know how. And Anani told me, he goes, man, I wish I still had my stream put up on my channel. He said somebody else was in there that can confirm that this happened. I don't know because I wasn't there. But he said after he had already left, I think, or maybe he was still when he was there, whatever, OIC came into the stream to talk to Anani and the other guy that was there. And they essentially yelled at OIC to walk away, to get away from DSP. So this must have been after Anani turned already. They were telling him to get away, to please leave DSP alone. It's better for you, blah, blah, blah. Anani said that OIC seemed to realize it, seemed to be aware. Now that would make sense in April why he joined Kiwi Farms and posted that long ass fucking message. But Anani told me last night that when he told him that and OIC seemed to get it, OIC said to him that he didn't know how to quit. He didn't know how to walk away. And when I told Anani all this shit last night, he goes, man, it clicked in my fucking head when you said that and when OIC told me that in that stream that day. This isn't some op. He's stuck. He's in love. He wants to meet him. He lives close to him. He's obsessed with him. And here's my special message to you, OIC. Get away from him. Get away from him. Do yourself a favor, man. You don't need to just disappear, dude. You're going to be the laughing stock of the internet for a while, of this part of the internet for a while. But you can still turn it around, man. You don't have to be stuck to him. You don't have to be glued to him. He doesn't give a shit about you, and you know this. You're self-aware. But there's no fucking honeymoon, dude. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't give two shits about you. And you giving him all these fake names and tipping and doing all this shit, and you're lining up. You're doing what he wants. He's manipulating you. Get away, man. Honestly, dude, I have no ill will towards you. I don't hate you. Believe it or not, I'm not even mad at you. Whether Anani will ever forgive you, I don't fucking know. Maybe you can talk to him one day. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not mad at you at all. I made that video the other day about doxing me because I wanted to put the pressure on Phil. And I told him, motherfucker, don't say it's not him. Don't say it's not OIC. And Phil spit in my fucking face. You know, maybe I was overestimating myself there, but he spit in my face and just said it's not true. And he ignored it. So now I have to keep the pressure on because I'm a man of my word and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep the pressure on. I might make a part 2 to this if more stuff comes out. Maybe I was wrong about some things, but damn it, my track record tells you otherwise. I might make a part 2. I don't fucking know. But dude, no ops, no bullshit. I hope you get away from him. I'm not mad at you at all about you trying to get my information, etc. I have no ill will towards you. I really don't even care. I think you're a loser and I think you need help. But you're never going to get the help with DSP, man. He's taking advantage of you. He's manipulating you. And you're just falling for it. Wake up and see this, dude. This is the Ballad of OIC, but it doesn't have to end this way. You can fucking change it. There's hope. But you got to do it, man. Because he ain't going to fucking help you. I'll holler at y'all.